Hello everybody, this is Yvonne for Yvonne's Love Stream Walks. Walking each other home today, Friday the 16th of January 2026. And I hope you just witnessed the power and the sight and the sound of those swans flying past us. Yeah, it was amazing. I hope you got that, Tom. I could hear the noise of the wings before I could see the geese. Yeah, and they did a couple of turns and then they flew off, but absolutely gorgeous. And you can see the sun over there behind the fir trees. Yeah, still a little bit high in the sky. So before I forget, next week we're going to go back to our normal time of 4 p.m. UK time. Because I think we can, yeah, it's much better for the people on the west coast of the North Americas. So hello Marie and Susan, Tom, yeah, Bonnie, I saw you, Diane, Jeanette, I think you were first on today, Jeanette. You get a gold star for that. But yeah, here we are at Blair Loch and it's frozen. When I was here the other day, it had almost all melted, but today was so cold that it's frozen again. And I love this lovely bough of this tree swinging down and the beautiful weeds over there, and just a gorgeous tranquil space. You might remember Rosie and I walked over to that island one year when the ice was very, very thick, but it's a beautiful scene and there's lots of traces of the ice here. And if I pick up a little pine cone and throw it, ooh, you can see it's almost like curling. It just skims along the top of the ice, but beautiful. Yes, so very lovely to be here with you, welcoming you in from all parts of the world. And I know that people over in Australia will be looking at this later. And it was interesting when I read the comments from last week, so I realized the people who watched the recording from the Southern Hemisphere made comments about the incredible contrast between the 42 degrees on the east coast of Australia and the west coast and all the snow we had at Sanka Pond last week. And it is lovely that the fellowship spans the globe. And just looking what's behind me, we've got these lovely pine trees going up forever. Yeah, lovely pine trees. And of course this will all be purple in August when the heather comes out. But yeah, this is a very beautiful spot. And yeah, there's a lovely track here. This was very icy earlier, or well, last week, yeah. And then it thawed. But look at this beautiful pine and its fantastic branches. And today we're walking with the quality of support. I love that, with the angel helping the other angel get up over the wall. Yeah, support's such an important quality. And we not only need the support of friends and family, but we really need to be of global support. And while we think we may not be able to do much, we can always send our love and our light. Remember Eileen last week, blaze forth the light, blaze it forth into the confusion and chaos. Don't be trapped into becoming part of the confusion and chaos. Blaze forth the light. Such a sense of radiance in that, and joy, despite everything. Despite everything. Anyway, that's my little rant for today. But yeah, so let's wander along this beautiful lake. It's the swans were walking on the ice earlier, and then if you've just come in, do go back to the beginning where the swans come swimming by, swinging by, flying by. Yeah. Yes. Hi Peggy, hi Alice. Rosie's not with me today. Yeah, the snow all went quite quickly. And because I think we got to like 9 degrees earlier in the week. Marie, I see you've still got a lot of snow up there in the north. But yeah, so we would, yeah, as I just said, if you just came on, go back and watch the beautiful flight of the swans earlier. God, their wings make such an amazing sound as they, yeah, just so powerful, and the wingspan. So anyway, we're going to go for a bit of a wander along here with the quality of support, which I seems to have lost already. Oh, we got to go back. I've lost that card so many times today because I keep putting my hand in my pocket. Then as I pull my hand out, I drop the card. So, gosh, am I going to find it? Anyway, we know it's the quality of support, and the angel's helping the other angel get over the wall. And, oh, well, that's a bit of a bummer. I'm going to have to buy another deck of angel cards because, as I told you a couple of weeks ago, peace has gone missing without leave. So, yeah, somewhere is the angel of support. Well, I hope somebody who needs support finds the card and is inspired by that. Nothing happens by chance, so they say, oh, I found it. Yay. Here it is. Yeah, it's a great quality. And of course, there's support of self, support of others. There's energetic support, financial support, emotional support, spiritual support. I wonder what you're in need of and what you feel you can give. Eileen talks in the coming week about stop being so self-centered and to think of others, and then any sort of low feelings we have will actually disappear. So here we are at the frozen Loch of Blair's. Hi Joan, and oh Leona, great. Yeah, good to see everybody. Joan, we're sending loads of support your way. And this frozen loch is just divine. And it's still quite light. Yeah, beautiful pine trees here as well. Oh, thanks for all the coloured hearts, Joan. And also, when I was watching last week's walk, I noticed my glove was showing itself in one of the corners of the thing, so I apologise about that, and I hope I'm not doing it again, actually. Oh, Lauren, thank you. Hi, Eileen and Lauren. We're down at frozen Blair Loch. I was almost going to go along Findhorn Bay because there was some ice floating down from the river, but it wasn't. Oh, I mean, I wish I could have done it when all the little nuggets of ice were in the bay, but this is rather gorgeous. So hello to you in Detroit. And Gloria, hi. And today Eileen talks about, well, she warns against unguided impetuosity. That's a great word, isn't it? I'm sure Kendall would like that word. Unguided impetuosity, as opposed to what Eileen encourages us to do, which is to be still and wait and wait and wait for clarity. I have to say, the naughty part of me is quite attracted to impetuosity, and I must admit to having had a little of that in my life. It's sort of a little bit of the rebel. I don't know how many of you have a bit of the rebel in you, and a sort of defiance. And I guess we can all unravel that somehow. But yeah, I can get very impatient, I have to say. Yeah, so now we sort of leave the frozen loch for a minute. Yeah, Kendall, spontaneity. Well, spontaneity gets to be an angel quality, while impetuosity doesn't. It suggests a sort of recklessness, and whereas spontaneity, I don't know, there's something cleaner about it, isn't there? Look at these trees. Also interesting today, this week, Eileen talks about prayer, and she says that, you know, we pray and then we give thanks as if we've already received it. And there's never any beseeching in it, because beseeching suggests lack. Whereas a prayer, you say what you want and then you assume you've got it. And if you want, I mean, it's interesting how these principles of manifestation are coming at me from all directions lately. Somebody introduced me to the works of Neville Goddard, who died in 1972 actually. And his work on manifestation is very like Eileen's, very like Eckhart Tolle, very like so many people I've read recently, that it's all about, excuse me, getting into the feeling that you already have what you're manifesting. Yeah, so I'm experimenting with that at the moment. I won't tell you what, but I am feeling, not just thinking it, but feeling the feeling that I have it already. Peggy, I wonder what spontaneity is going to have you get up to this year. Hi, Rebecca Lynn. Whew, it's so chilly, my breath. I can see my breath in front of me. There's some very nice trees down here. And you can see over here is where well, this is heather. It's just not heather in bloom. So the Abraham messages as well. Yeah, I do have some of the books of that too. So yes, we just have to get on with it, don't we? So I've been doing it. And there's just a little bit of snow left in there. I imagine inland, in some valleys and glens, there's still snow. And you can just start to hear the sound of the cars as I get closer to the main road between Forres and Granton-on-Spey, heading for the Cairngorms. Now I imagine the Cairngorm Mountains are snow-covered at the moment. And there's some more icy inlets. I also like this week, Eileen says, never let a problem take control of you. I like that. How many of us get so anxious over something and lose sleep and Now, don't let it take control of us. She says, well, her guidance says, of course, just see it as an obstacle or a challenge. Don't let it overtake us. Now, I'm going to go down here. I haven't been onto this little path for a while. So we're going to take a left. Hi, Gloria. This is going to a viewpoint. And it's a lovely little path across a little bridge. Oh, a coral colour in the sky. The sun will rise. Oh, Jeanette, you must be a long way west. Hi, Joan. Okay, shall we cross the bridge? And for those of you interested in community goings on, I went to a very good NFA meeting. NFA is the New Findhorn Association, which sort of has, the Findhorn Foundation used to be the biggest member of the NFA, but all of the organisations and charities and individuals are members of the NFA. And I got to get up at the end and say that in response to somebody who was feeling a little down about the world situation, I said, oh, you know, on my love stream on Friday, I talked about blazing the light, blazing the light. And so some people picked that up, and it's become a little phrase. This is a gorgeous little part of the forest. Look at these beautiful, I was about to say palm fronds, fir fronds. Beautiful tree. This little area, I used to come here and hear the cuckoo. Or was it a woodpecker? Maybe both. But especially lovely. And I think it's 1 degree at the moment. It was -1 when I woke up this morning. I just stayed in bed with my electric blanket. Look, the green's glorious. So you see we're coming out towards the Loch again. But yeah, the NFA meeting, there was a very good presentation about what's happening in the education area, and also about the trees, how much we appreciate the trees at the park, and how there were none when the caddies arrived in 1962. But some of them need to come down, and there's a sort of, yeah, a process of appreciating them, giving time to say goodbye to them, explaining to them why they need to go. It was very nice to hear about that. And also the Education Circle meeting on Wednesday was a very rich meeting. Lots of plans afoot to even experiment with some pilot programs starting in April at the park. One called, well, it's only a draft at the moment, so perhaps I won't talk about it too much, but there is the aim to experiment with 5 to 7 day programs, experiencing the essence of what the Findhorn Foundation stood for and which the Park Eco Village Findhorn still stands for. Oh, that's a lovely view. Look at that. I wish I dared to walk on it. That'd be quite exciting, wouldn't it? But probably a little impetuous. or maybe plain stupid. What do you think? Anyway, this is a lovely spot. I don't know what temperatures you're having. Diane, are you still under snow? And Bonnie, did you get snow in Milwaukee? I think last week you said you were supposed to have snow in Milwaukee. Oh, you've been shoveling snow, Jane. Yeah, well, we got up to 10 degrees and then it just disappeared. Yes, so sunrise in 5 minutes. So when it moves to 4 o'clock next week, you'll be a bit better off. But thank you for getting up early all this time. Oh, lovely. I didn't know I was on the Short Phoenix Christmas video. I have to check it out. Well, yeah, blazing the light. It's a great phrase, isn't it? Oh, well, that's beautiful too, Kendall. Hildegard von Bingen. To be a feather on the breath of God. Yeah. And blaze the light. I don't know, there's something sort of just makes me smile. Or grin, even. What's the difference between a grin and a smile? But it makes me grin to think of us all being blazes of light all over the world. So I'm just retracing our steps here through this gorgeous greenery. Look at that. Whoa. And Kendall sent me another excerpt from the Marginalian, and they're so rich. You should, if you're interested, perhaps you can Google the Marginalian. And the one that she sent, it was called A Lighthouse for Dark Times. And I thought, well, that's what blazes of light are. Lighthouses in dark times. And there's a bit that says, this is the elemental speaking, which reminds me of very Findhornian sense of the elementals. And the elemental says, it's during phases of transition when the temperature and the pressure of the system go beyond what the system can withstand and matter changes from one state to another, that a system is most pliant. The world would not exist without these decomposing transitions, during which everything seems to be falling apart. And yet here it is, solid beneath our living feet, feet that carry valium systems of sanity, saved by the irrepressible creative force that makes order, makes beauty, and makes a new and stronger structure of possibility out of the chaos of such times. And I don't know what's going on in your life or your area or your organization, but speaking from the past couple of years here at Findhorn, I would say we too are saved by the irrepressible creative force that makes order and beauty and a stronger structure of possibility out of the chaos. And I guess that's what we can hold to be true and continue to blaze forth the light. Yeah. So thanks for sending me that, Kendall. Beautifully expressed. Peter, hello. You've been out cycling. I know, I don't know, has Yorkshire had any snow? All the snow has gone here, as you can see. And we're at a very frozen Blair Loch. And just reflecting on all sorts of things. But particularly to be a lighthouse in dark times. Yeah, I like this bit of forest. And if you've just come on, do go back to the beginning to see the swans flying. They circle and then they fly off, but you can hear the power of their wing beat. Well, my hands, even though gloved, are quite cold. And you can hear the cars. We're just going to take a left. Oh, there's such a lovely lot of green mossiness in here. And we're halfway through January, and I was looking at some old photos, and the snowdrops will be coming up in a month. And then those of you who are watching the recording in the Southern Hemisphere, although Alice, you're on now in real time, I guess I don't know whether you can notice the days shortening yet or the heat lessening. Normally it doesn't really lessen till, well, April or even May. I remember being over there in May once and it's still being quite hot. As you can see how close we are to the road. Peter, what's your goal for cycling for this year? How many miles? I'm trying to do my stretching and my weights and things every evening, keeping flexible. Now, this is a little descent here, but look, I have my big walking boots on today. This is a bit mucky. Anyway, I wonder, yes, all sorts of things are happening all over the world. It can be quite overwhelming. But our job is not to be at all, to stand in our steadiness, our rootedness. And always a good question to ask ourselves, in what does our rootedness lie? Is it in faith or trust or optimism, hope? Are you one of the Eileen followers who says all is very, very well no matter what? All is well, all will be well, and all is well. Quagmire here. Yeah, it's a good question, Peter, about these programs that they're going to pilot hopefully in April. I think I'm presuming meals will be provided, but I don't know that. That's a question to ask. I imagine accommodation will be in the price, and meals will be interesting. But nice to know that there is something afoot, and that Angus Marland and his partner E.T. Elizabeth Tonsberg, have sort of started up a park garden team, which people will be able to join. And I have no more news about the asset transfer, but that will be coming soon. And here we go into this lovely dark and deep. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but we have promises to keep. And miles to go before we sleep. Yeah, sending love to these majestic sentinels of the forest. Just a beautiful, beautiful little avenue. Oh, Diane, -22. Bonnie, a little bit of snow. Oh, my voice has gone croaky. Exactly, Peggy. I'm just reading some comments here. Oh gosh, Peter. Oops. Oh, that was a good one, Bonnie. I dropped my piece of paper. Snowdrops in Yorkshire. Unbelievable. Yeah, you can tell me if my gloves are affecting things, because I don't realise it. Oh, Gloria, you saw snowdrops as well. Yes, it is 3:30 and there still is a lovely light. And Clooney, all I know is that it is open for, you know, Airbnb guests. And I hear on the grapevine, which of course is not always legitimate, that there's going to be some renovation done. But honestly, I'm not the right person to know that. I know that a couple of people from the community are running a workshop, just a one-day workshop there at the end of January on sort of the energy of money, I suppose, and also on manifestation that we were talking about earlier. Oh, you've got hummingbirds. I just saw a comment back here that, yes, Julian of Norwich, all shall be well. I remember Rosie, somebody said that, and Rosie's reply was, all is very well. Not all shall be well, all is very well. Because it is a little bit different, isn't it? Oh, I just remembered something new here that I want to show you at Blair Loch. But we need to go up this little side. I hope I haven't, I took a glove off and now, have I lost it? No, I haven't. Shut up, Yvonne. Gosh, we could meet Little Red Riding Hood in here, couldn't we? Or the big bad wolf. Yes, so if you didn't hear me before, next week, 23rd, we are walking at 4 o'clock UK time. Look, there is definitely snow on the ice there. And also in the lovely text that Kendall sent me from the Marginalian, there were some quotations from E.M. Forster, the novelist, who I studied his book, The Passage to India, I think when I was at high school, and I was way out of my depth. Now I understand it much more. But he said, which I really like, he talks about the role of art in society and in the world. And he celebrates the stabilizing power of art in times of incoherence and discord. And he says that the work of art stands up by itself and nothing else does. And as an example, he says, ancient Athens made a mess, but the Antigone, the play, stands up. Renaissance Rome made a mess, but the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel got painted. James I made a mess, but there was the play Macbeth. And yeah, it's true. I wonder what they'll say about our era, which art will stand the test of time. And now we're at the other end of the loch, very, very frozen. Anyway, what's your irrepressible creative force getting up to these days? Is it making order? Is it making beauty? Is it making a stronger structure for your life? I notice I'm still very much in liminal space, not knowing, I guess going back to what I said earlier about Eileen's guidance for today. Don't be doing unguided impetuosity. If you're not sure, then you wait. You be still and you wait. Now, here's the new bit that the lovely group of volunteers at Blair Loch have created. Now, this is the first for the Fellowship of Lovelies, and what will we find? Let's see. Oof. Who's that? Trisha. Good morning to you too. Yeah, no swimmers. Oh my God. Anyway, let's see what they built. I didn't even notice this for a while. But look, I guess this is a strong creative impulse happened with this group of volunteers at Blair Loch. Now, what do you think that is? First of all, it's a piece of art. Look, but I'll be interested in what you think it is before we get round the other side. But somebody has put a lot of thought and effort into creating this beautiful wall. But what is it a wall of? And there's these little, this is a little hint. There are these little doors that you can push to the side. So it's creating some sort of little alcove, perhaps. We come around here. All very natural. And see, this is the inside of that wall. Oh, I just disturbed all the birds. Oh, that was silly of me. So it is, it's this fantastic place for birds to hang out and have fun. Isn't it brilliant? So people can come up to the wall and look through and see the birds having a lot of fun together. I mean, I've scared them now, but this very rustic bird seed holder made out of a log. Oh, there's a little bird over there, look. some of them aren't frightened by me. And there's these round things over here are apples being eaten. And look, there's a couple of birds over on that feeder. Isn't that beautiful? And it's so quiet. And it's all made of natural things. Even this little bird feeder over here. Oh, I lost connection there, so obviously I can't go very far into there. Well, it's probably also homes for all the insects, isn't it? These walls. But look, let's go around this side. See, we can look through and check out the birds. Isn't that clever? What a great thing for schools, or everybody really. All those little birds fluttering about. Well, I think this is a good place to end, isn't it? Just having a peeky-boo at the birds, giving thanks for their place in the world, our fellow beings in this oneness. Yeah, so that was a lovely walk with the frozen lake. Remember the flying swans at the beginning if you missed them, and the walk through the lovely fir forest, and then ending here at this new, fairly new little bird sanctuary. Blessings on all the volunteers who creatively created this. Yeah, so lots of love to you, and see you next week, the 23rd of January at 4 p.m. UK time. You can stay in bed an hour longer. But yeah, very beautiful. Okay, lots of love from me. See you soon. Bye. And oh no, before I go, let us send out the quality of support which we all walked with today. I'm searching in my pocket for the, oh, dropped it again, of course. So this quality of support, let's send it out into the world. Let's send this quality of support out into the world, to our close friends and family, to those we don't even know. May all be supported in this time. Yep. Oh, gorgeous to see the birds. All right, lovely to see you all. What a great fellowship we are. Bye. Mwah.